with lasting results.
904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics today. 904-274-5522.
Make your summer stress-free and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry, so you can sell your home stress-free, make the most money, and move when you're ready. One of our clients, Shelby, said, Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer made selling my home so easy. Thank you, Mark Spain Real Estate, for doing such a wonderful job. Don't worry about the hassle of constant cleaning and making costly repairs. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. I've been in business for nearly 30 years and have served over 50,000 satisfied clients. And I know what matters most, a quick sale and maximum profit. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Sell your home fast with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Certain restrictions apply.
Digital marketing, well, my intern handles the social media, my brother-in-law does my search, and my receptionist sends out email blasts. All done.
Your digital marketing may get done, but is it doing anything? No? Then let CMG Local Solutions help. At CMG Local Solutions, we combine the best-in-class technology and analytics to maximize your digital dollars while targeting local customers for your business. So your digital marketing doesn't just get done, it gets results. Learn more about how we can help you at cmglocalsolutions.com.
You can help families struggling with hunger and double your impact. If you donate to the LJD Jewish Family and Community Services Max Block Food Pantry this month, your donation will be matched. Please give at jfcsjacks.org.
The Beaches Green Market is a great place for families, friends, and pets to shop and eat local. Come to the Beaches Green Market this and every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Penman Park on Penman Road, just north of Beach Boulevard, for fresh local fruits and vegetables, plants, meats, eggs, baked goods, honey, wellness products, ready-to-eat snacks and drinks, and local artist craft goods. If you have an EBT card, stock up on free fruits and vegetables and edible plants. The Beaches Green Market, connecting people to better food. Go to diglocal.org to learn more.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hey, it's Brent Martineau. Check out Action Sports Jacks weekdays from 3 until 6 on ESPN 690.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The NBA draft in Brooklyn tonight. The San Antonio Spurs hold the first pick, and the only surprise will be if they don't take 19-year-old French prospect Victor Wembanyama. ESPN's Andrea Carter believes the 7'5" Wembanyama could be better than Nikola Jokic.
The things that we're seeing from Jokic in terms of facilitating and passing and distributing the basketball and scoring the basketball and rebounding the basketball, there is all of that, plus the moves that Victor Wembanyama can make like a true guard.
Andrea Carter on Green Eat. Live draft coverage starts at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and TV, 8 Eastern on ABC. After winning the national championship in April, UConn basketball coach Dan Hurley gets a new 6-year contract. ESPN has learned it's worth almost $33 million guaranteed. Number 1 Wake Forest and 5-seed LSU play again tonight in Omaha for a spot in the College World Series final. 7 Eastern for the game on ESPN2.
Is your summer staffing situation significantly scarce? Then you need Indeed. Their powerful all-in-one hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Want to find your next great hire? Visit Indeed.com/credit.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
ESPN 690 and Action Sports Jacks presents Brent Friends with Brent Martineau.
We're going to have to show a little more patience than the year 2 pom-pom people.
Kasey Kurtz.
Yo! What are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Hit him! Hit him! Yeah! Boom! Jack! Boom! Yeah! Boom! Jack! Boom!
This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kurtz, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
Hello on a Thursday, Jacksonville, Florida, and wherever you are. I need a roll call out there again. I don't know if we want to do summer roll call.
We really haven't done roll call in a long time, right? It's been about a year.
It's like my favorite part of the show. Like listening on the slopes of Montana.
Like, wait a second, this radio thing really works?
Italy, Ireland, Australia. Where are you today? We are right here.
Right here. Right next to you.
I'm getting sick of you guys. I've been in the studio a lot.
Well, good news, Brent. You're out of here.
Yeah, tomorrow I won't be in the studio.
Dead man walking, lame duck.
Need an executive decision. Not sure if you're ready on that with that stupid Yankees jersey to talk over there, Kasey. How those Yankees doing to lose 5 out of 6 to the Red Sox?
Ooh.
You don't even like the Yankees get a Yankees jersey. I just don't get it.
I think he's just trying to troll you. Just trying to troll you.
But thinking about a Rays game tomorrow night after the show.
Nice. Have fun.
Ty said you can get a. I don't know what he meant by this. Do you know what he meant by this?
That he can get a Rays ticket for $1.50
yet, so I'm not sure.
I know, but I need you to interpret. I need everybody to interpret Ty sometimes, quite frankly.
Rays tickets are like dashboard games now.
He says $31 Rays Royals Friday night to sit one row over from Randy seats.
Oh, there's like a Randy has like a section now.
Oh, he's got his own section.
Yeah.
So we can all do this?
Yeah, it's the point of it.
But you'll be next to the section.
So we're next. It's like if you buy a Jags ticket, you don't spend the money on the club seats, but you're like one over from it. But you don't get access to the club.
You don't get the club access. It's kind of the reason why you have the club.
So is it kind of like, is it good that you're one over from the club, or are you jealous of everybody going inside for the air conditioning?
Way more jealous about people going inside.
But are they jealous of you because you guys got about the same seat and you paid about 1/5 the price?
There are 0 people with club seats who are jealous of people who don't pay for club seats.
That's a fair point. We had club seats one time. The kids were like, can we do this all the time?
You're like,
no, we can't.
Kasey, you ever heard of a dashboard game?
No, sir.
That's when you leave a pair of tickets on the dashboard. Someone sees them. They come by, they break your window, and they leave you 2 more. Because no one wants to go.
They're the best team in the sport.
How many people do they have at the game?
11.
Oh, cool.
11.
Cool. A loud section over there.
They are the best team in the sport that few people want to see.
Yep.
They actually do. I mean, they got Wander and Randy. Mm-hmm. I want to see them. Like, I'm excited about them.
You going to yell for them to bunt or no?
Probably not.
Because they'll hear you with the other 10 people in the stadium.
It'll echo right through.
I can definitely get my bunting propaganda across.
He's going to be like, hey, Wandy, bunt. Wandy's going to be like, no.
We went to the Rays, I think it was last year. It would have been last year, Memorial Day, and they had the giveaway. I think I told Kasey about this. They had the fake ice of a necklace for Wander.
Which he lost
Which had the number 5. Okay? And so Ty is number 5.
Oh, okay.
And so we threatened at like every game he's ever played that I'm going to wear the necklace. Awesome. And I told him, I said, you know what, Ty, you should just shock the world because this would be shocking to everybody. You should just show up at the game in uniform with the necklace.
Iced out.
We got my own iced out
Love it.
number.
Love it.
You say, who was the Jets guy I just saw that got the jet?
Oh, it's is it Will McDonald? I don't know if it was a rookie.
No, it was a veteran.
I saw this too.
Gosh, I just saw it today. I don't know. But anyway, he got a jet.
Oh, Mecole Hardman.
There we go. And then, did you see the middle finger showing, swagging?
From Kadarius Toney.
Kadarius Toney.
They're just like us, Brent. Athletes are just like, well, not like you, but like me and Kasey.
I know, because I'm like, come on, dude, win with class.
Yeah, you're
did
embarrassed by him.
Did he get treated poorly by the Giants?
Only
no,
in the
he
fact
sucked.
The fan base was ready to get rid of him because he was injured.
He sucked.
Yeah.
He wasn't any good. So guess what? You got to go somewhere else to make you good.
And he did.
And he won. But I don't know why that's like
a motivation chip on the shoulder guy.
Yeah,
you get it from where you can get it. You work with Kasey. Kasey takes offense to things that are like, really? How'd you do a little mental gymnastics?
That's
to
a
find
really good point.
There.
That's actually a very good comparison. They're like, whoa, how did we get here?
It's funny. Some of my favorite texts with Kasey are in the middle of the night when either he sends me or I send. Should I be insulted by this? Doesn't happen too often, but it happens every once in a
while. You should not be insulted by it.
Well, I always get insulted.
Happens to everybody.
Chip on the shoulder guy, Brent. That's who you're working with.
Hey, I want to give you an update on my poll question from yesterday.
Yep. How many votes?
Where'd it go?
It's usually on Twitter.
It had like okay, here we go, 452 votes.
Okay,
just
growing.
okay. Like
That's
if you're monitoring your ego here, Brent, this was just okay.
I'll do the ego monitoring for you.
Well, you asked me that if I did
every time.
and here I am. Now you've got me thinking about it. Like 450, that's it. This was a damn good question.
Well, I'm waiting to hear a number where I go, this is not a valid poll anymore, and then we won't use the information.
Right. Not enough. 450 is an okay sample.
It's pretty good.
size, right?
No, it's pretty good.
Here's my problem with Twitter on the polls is like the way Twitter works is once you disappear, well, Twitter works a little different now, but you disappear from the time, like I put this thing out 24 hours ago or 27 hours ago. Well, then a couple hours go by and nobody sees it again unless you retweet it.
Yeah, you got to pump it back up.
One thing that I would like fixed, Elon, is can you retweet it again, especially a poll question? And
Can you not
really
retweet a
can't.
poll?
Well, you can like
quote tweet it.
I think you could quote tweet it then,
but you just can't retweet it.
But you can't just simply retweet it to
That's
shove
silly.
it up to the top of your line.
Like
You
you
know?
can undo retweet it and retweet it.
I guess I could have done that.
Yep. It's like a double retweet.
Thanks for teaching us Twitter, Case.
Damn
You're
it.
welcome, guys.
Well, if we just be able to do it twice, like you can use 3 retweets.
Why not?
Be okay with that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. But anyway, you want to see the results?
Yes.
What were you were expecting Orlando to get to double digits?
I was thinking they would get to 10% by the end of this thing.
We got Daytona 37%.
That's pretty
It
high.
is your ding-ding winner.
Daytona.
Yes.
Yeah. And we saw that yesterday. They jumped out to the 40-something% lead.
They did. Spend money to stay in Jax at the stadium.
Is it in the 30s?
31%.
So now I'm not ready to call Daytona a clear what they won this poll.
Yeah.
But at 37-31, you're
No,
not
we
a
got some
clear winner.
conversations. Yeah, we got some
Because
conversations.
if Orlando didn't exist and all those votes go to Jacksonville, then Jax wins.
Swamp, 24%.
Nobody wants
Higher
to
than I thought.
This is propaganda
24%.
from Gators.
That's over 100 votes in
Some
this
Gator
poll.
fan base dude found this and sent it to all his Gator friends. Nobody here wants to go to Gainesville for these games.
Orlando, 8%.
8%, man.
8% didn't even get to 10%. We hate Orlando here in Jacksonville is the moral of the story.
Yeah, I'm with
We just want to go see Mickey Mouse and then come home.
Don't even want to do that.
We don't want to see football. We don't want to see your basketball team.
We'll check out the eyesore on I-4. It's
Yeah,
funny
we'll
to laugh at
that.
Yeah.
We don't want to visit your bad highway.
Oh, you didn't want to sit in traffic for 14 hours to go 2.5 miles?
I will say this, like the equivalent of what Orlando did in the construction phase reminds me of when Boston did like the big dig.
Big dig, yeah.
Right? And it lasted like 15 years.
Well, Boston had a little bit of help from some guys on the other side of the law on that one. Yeah.
Hey, whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes.
That was a big one, though. Did they finish it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a while ago. But
Yeah,
like
and-
I didn't grow up going to Boston a lot, so I never really I didn't go through there a bunch. But yeah, they finished it. When they finished it, it was good. But Orlando has finished most of their construction through I-4, and it has alleviated. I will say the last couple times I've been, especially if you're not afraid to go in the toll lane, like it's a lot better.
It was a big project now. They did a lot of elevating highways and building on extra lanes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time when you, like some of that, like zigzagging through some of the construction, the roads were so bad.
Yeah, I know.
It was like, you know, when you're driving and you're going like, whoever goes like just 60 on the highway, but let's just say you're going like 60, 65, and like
your speed limit on I-4 around there is like 55, 50.
and your tires like shift, like a jump because of the bumps in the road.
Brent's going so fast, he's catching air off of natural topography.
That's how bad the roads were.
Is that?
Listen, I grew up in Rhode Island, man. Like we had potholes up there.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have potholes down here.
That's right. You need snow to have potholes.
I guess you have to have snow. Why is that? You have to have snow.
It's like an ice thing. I think the road tar freezes and then breaks when you drive over it or whatever.
So anyway, that's the end of the story there. We got 37% Daytona, 31% stay in Jax, 24% onto the Swamp, 8% we hate you, Orlando. Really, 92% we hate you, Orlando, 8% we like you, Orlando.
I love stuff like that. I love when you combine stats to really make the point. Orlando, nobody likes you.
Why haven't we had like this, like, just battle, media-wise or whatever-wise with Orlando?
You said, why haven't
We're
we?
better than you. Like, will we have that someday?
No, I just don't think Orlando thinks.
That we're not good enough for that?
Yeah.
Well, why isn't like Tampa and Orlando had that?
Well, I think that Orlando has it with Tampa. And Tampa's like, you're not on the level. And then Tampa has it with Miami. Miami's like, you're not on the level.
Yeah.
And then Miami has it with like LA and New York. And they're like, all right, buddy.
Well, here we come, baby.
Just go to the
We are
bench.
about to get on the level, and we're coming after all of you.
Yeah.
Probably not Miami, though.
Maybe not.
Here's the thing. I don't want to go down. I don't want to live in Miami.
Miami's a beautiful place. I
It's a
wouldn't
cool
want to live
place.
there.
It's great to go for a Super Bowl week.
It's gorgeous. I went to their art district last time I took my wife there for a little romantic getaway.
Wow.
We stayed in a nice hotel. We did the food tour. It was great.
Great drivers down in Miami. Not. Like if you feel like you die every time you're getting on 95 down in Miami.
She gave a knot. I like that. It's like
That's
30
a
years
little old
since
school.
Wayne's World came out. It's like, not.
And no cap.
There
Sorry,
it is.
cap.
Brent's not capping.
I have in front of me the ESPYs.
Yeah, they announced the nominees.
Who cares?
Oh.
Oh!
Bet about it.
You guys watch the ESPYs?
Here's the thing. I won't watch the ESPYs.
Not even a little bit.
But
It's a good show topic.
I will.
Just wait.
I will.
We have a plan.
I will take your predictions, and then we'll hold each other accountable. And then on top of that, I'll take some of the thank you speeches, and we'll play Who'd You Think.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that game.
Yeah.
By the way, I have to pass this along to you.
Oh.
I got a text from my sister.
Oh, the sister Martin. Okay.
Yeah. Who's
We
listening.
yelled at her last time we mentioned your
she
sister
heard
on the
you.
air. We yelled.
She heard you.
Okay.
Nice.
And, yeah. So anyway,
Good to hear you,
my
sis.
sister Alyssa. That's
Hi,
her
Alyssa.
name. If you want to address her,
Can we call her Allie?
we call her Liz more than Allie.
All right. So we'll
Do a
call
lot
her
of
Allie.
listeners get called Allie?
No, but Amanda's sister is also named Alyssa, and I've
Really?
been calling her Allie to annoy her, so we're doubling down on the Allie.
Okay. Well, whatever. I don't care what the heck you call her, quite honestly.
It's brotherly love.
She knows where she can dial in if she has a problem with it.
Oh, sounds like a challenge.
904-362-9901.
You got it.
But anyway, she did compliment you and said, well, she didn't know she was complimenting, but she said, hey, I like the Chris Sims game.
Oh,
the other
all
day.
right, cool.
Which was good.
That was
And I said,
fun.
well, that was Aaron.
Who's he talking about?
let's give
Yeah.
credit where credit is due.
He's talking about Trev that day. We got a lot of people talking about Trev now.
We do.
Yeah.
You got a good tweet about Trev later.
We do.
Which will be nice.
But I picked out some of these categories from the SB nominations that I thought would interest us because these are things we've talked about over the last year. So, like, obviously you have best men's athlete, best women's athlete, but breakthrough athlete I thought was important to us. You got a lot of people in that category. Casey, got breaking news? You're making breaking news face.
I have breaking news, but like it's not breaking news that we would usually take. What do you think?
Oh,
It's
boy.
breaking NBA news. Do we want it?
Yeah.
Yeah, give it to us.
I love
how we
trade.
have, I love how we have to determine whether we should play the breaking news stinger.
It is draft night, so whatever
Yeah,
you may
it'll be
read may
draft
not
night.
come to fruition unless it's already happened.
It has nothing to do with the draft.
Oh.
As ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reporting, the Washington Wizards are finalizing a deal to send Chris Paul to the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, wow.
For a package that includes Jordan Poole.
Ooh.
So they went from having to buy out Chris Paul potentially to getting Jordan Poole back for him. That is insane.
That's pretty big.
And that is the Warriors saying what we all expected. Jordan Poole actually isn't any good.
Yeah, Poole
Wow.
had a great, Poole looked like he was a star.
He's really good. And here's what's interesting. He's really good when nobody else is playing. If Clay and Steph and Draymond are all out, he's fine because he needs the ball the whole time. Washington ain't got no players.
Yeah, he's going to be able to
So
stretch those arms out
He
nice.
might actually ball because nobody else is on the court.
They
But for-
really did unload a lot of guys, huh?
For Chris Paul, what a situation.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the guy or the second guy or the third guy. You're just a guy. And they're championship contenders. What a move.
Well, he's a distributor at heart anyway, so it's not like he ever wanted to be the guy. He's not Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
He's a true point guard. He's
Is he
just good
like
at scoring as
38
well.
now?
He's old. I don't know 38 though.
This is like a one last run.
Yeah, this will be it. I think. I don't know that he goes to another team.
Chris Paul is 38.
Wow, 38.
Because here's the other deal. You know who's just the guy kind of now, it feels like? Klay Thompson.
Let's see how he does this season.
You're not there for that, Casey? I can't really see the face you're making.
He sighed.
I'm not there.
No?
I'm close. Like, the sigh was me trying to figure it out in my head, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm close, but I think now that they're getting rid of Poole, he has to step up yet again. So we'll see.
Can I also say maybe that,
Don't say Curry.
the Draymond Green thing is...
No, they can't win without Draymond. I won't go with you
They're
there.
going to have to bring him back if.
Yes.
Well, What did he do? Did he waive? Didn't he
He declined his player option.
Yeah, it was like $27.5 million. I love the NBA because guys decline $27.5 million and $40 million like they just passed up a Diet Coke.
And it's all guaranteed, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, can you imagine being in a position
27?
to pass up?
I'll wait till the next offer. Yes. What do you got?
Again, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense to do it. Sure. It's just the fact that you can do it.
Yeah.
Like, the money in the NBA is silly. Like, we talk about the money in the NFL all the time with quarterbacks and receivers. The money in the NBA is absolutely off the charts silly.
Have you ever had an experience where you had to go ask like a boss for a raise?
Yeah.
I always talk to people, young employees, about stuff like that. When they ask me about it, I say, 364 days a year, you feel like you are undervalued. You're doing all the work. No one appreciates you. And the one day you really need to feel that, you're walking into the boss's office feeling like they could replace me today. I am fired the second I open my mouth.
And the greatest thing is like, yes, I would like a total of 50 cents more an hour.
Well, that's what happened to me.
Like,
the first time I asked for a raise, I asked for $500 extra. And my program director looked at his boss, who happened to be in the room, and he's like, "You're going to cry over $500?" Well, it turns out to be like 96 cents a paycheck. It's like, I didn't know. I thought 500 was a big number.
Kind of sounded like a lot to me.
I never held $500 at that point.
Give it to me right here. Forget about the 96 cents. Just give it to me up front.
It's not a big deal. Whip out the wallet, Bubba.
That would be way better, by the way.
Of course, a lump sum?
Yeah, lump sum. I want a lump sum raise. that would be way better.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it came at the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they would call that a bonus.
That would be probably a bonus by then. That's okay. You put the wording in there.
Anyway.
So we will talk a little NBA draft, not a lot, because you guys like the NBA draft?
It's normally fun. I don't know if it's as much fun this year.
It's my third favorite draft.
Okay, NFL.
Baseball.
Really? Baseball's
I wouldn't put baseball above it. Just because, like, you get guys drafted number one, you never see them ever again.
I care about the prospects, though. So, like.
Okay, here's my problem with, you care about I get that. First of all, it's wild to me that the NFL is really the only draft that, like, has cachet.
Yeah, it's like a happening.
It's an event.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody tries, and they try different things. And I actually think the NBA used to feel like an event, right? With the lottery and all that. Now it just doesn't. And maybe that's just me. Maybe if you're a big NBA fan, and I don't, claim to be one, and live it every day, maybe that lottery is important to you. Or maybe it does still. But I remember, I don't know, in the 90s or whatever else, it was like, wow, I can't wait to see where they pick, you know? I mean, it was seriously like you were holding a Powerball ticket even if you weren't a fan of the team.
Well, you could tell it was big because it had its own conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And it was different. It is still different, the way they do it.
It's very much like a real lottery with the ping pong balls.
Yeah, the whole thing. So, like that, I guess that's okay, but I think that's lost its luster. And my problem with the NBA draft is your team, whatever team that is, picks a guy, and 15 minutes later he trades him to another team. Like the guy that you pick, I don't know what the stay rate is, but it doesn't feel like it's much.
There is a lot of movement.
Like you get the hat and everything. You do the interview if you're there, and you're like, hey, yeah, it's great. It's going to be awesome to join LeBron James. And then, breaking news. So-and-so traded from...
Kasey just canceled the breaking
news. The Lakers to...
But don't you think if the NFL only had 2 rounds, you'd see a lot more first-rounders traded?
Is that why we get
because
it?
we see a constant stream of trades in the NFL. 5th-rounders, 7th-rounders, Riley Patterson for a 7th-round pick in 2054. Like, if there were only 2 rounds, it would be a 1st or 2nd-round pick every time.
Okay, but here's what you never get in the NFL. Never. Like, ever, outside of Eli Manning demanding it. And even that did happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Where you actually get drafted.
And I think Elway made a demand as well.
And traded. I think Elway's demand was don't pick me, and they didn't because I was going to go play baseball.
Right.
I think that's the way it went down.
Yeah.
Or Bo Jackson's was the same way, right? Tampa Bucks, don't pick me.
I had no idea.
Hey, I'm going to play baseball. And if you pick me. Mm-hmm. And I think he did for a year. I think he did. I think that's how that went down, if I had it right. But bottom line is, you never see what like, I think hockey, you might see it. I don't think you see this in baseball either, Kasey, where you like whoever picks number 3 and takes the Langford kid out of Florida.
Yep.
They're not going to turn around and trade him
no.
an hour later.
It doesn't happen.
Like, usually you trade the pick and make the selection as the team.
So it's just odd to me. that it happens so frequently. It's not like a one-off thing. Like, it's like, hey, once or twice you might get this. No, like it will happen.
Luka for Trae Young.
8 times tonight. Is that too many?
Yeah.
All right.
4 times.
How many?
4.
Okay. How about go 4.5? I'll take the over.
How many flip coins you
I
put?
will take the under then, and we'll see what happens.
4.5 over. Guy gets picked by one team, gets a hat. At least he's got 2 hats out of the deal.
Yeah, and cool hats, too.
But one hat he certainly doesn't want anymore.
And not only that, he just got paid a handsome amount of money, and he can go buy his own damn hat if he
Yeah,
wants
that's accurate. You can buy the whole hat factory in the NBA.
We will get back to you. Sorry, I hijacked your
No, it's fine.
ESPYs.
You talked about something we'd want to talk about. Did you just say Luka Doncic just got traded?
No, on draft night, Luka got traded for Trae Young.
Okay.
Hey, this is not breaking news, people. You did not hear the stinger.
Yeah, if there's no stinger, it's fake news. All right, if you hear the stinger, you know stuff's
Now we're
going
on to
down.
something.
I do think it would be fun to give out fake information on trades that didn't happen today.
Yeah, we could negotiate the stinger throughout the show.
Oh, okay.
Whether we should play it or not. We already did once. And we all went for it.
I went for it.
It was real.
It's a fake out.
It was real. Hey, Chad Muma, Jags linebacker, scheduled to join us at the 4 o'clock hour. We'll get that coming up. Get some Jumbo Shrimp baseball a little bit later as well. Brent Friends on ESPN 690. Having some fun on a Thursday. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for hanging out with us on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies today, some scattered showers and thunderstorms on and off, with temperatures this afternoon reaching the mid-80s. Lingering shower this evening, overnight dropping down to the lower to mid-70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Biedenball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, proud to offer a huge selection of both lab-grown and natural diamonds at the lowest prices guaranteed.
Jacksonville is a great place to live. And if you love where you live, you should invest in it. That's why more and more people bank with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. We invest every penny back into North Florida, backing the very best small businesses, nonprofits, and of course the family home. Why put your money with some big out-of-state bank when you can invest in where you love to live? One-to-One Financial. We're your hometown credit union. Sign up today at one-to-one-fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Smoothie King is a family thing for my family. I love the Lean One vanilla and strawberry. My wife Steph gets the Lean One chocolate. My daughter Kaylee, the Caribbean way. And Ty goes all out for the Hulk. You have choices at Smoothie King. Smoothies for everyone, and now smoothie bowls too. And this summer, plunge into extreme watermelon smoothies, now available at Smoothie King for a limited time. Enjoy extreme watermelon, or for something more tart, dive into the new extreme watermelon lemonade. Extreme watermelon smoothies, back for a limited time, only at Smoothie King. Rule the day at a Smoothie King in Jacksonville.
As the seasons change, one thing remains the same. Jacksonville and all of Northeast Florida are fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. If you spot ESPN 690 anywhere in the community, come hang with us and grab an ice-cold Celsius.
Don't miss the Gun Show at the Clay County Fairgrounds, featuring guns, knives, ammo, and more. Doors open at 9 a.m. at the Clay County Fairgrounds in Green Cove Springs this Saturday and Sunday. Buy, sell, and trade. See you at the Gun Show.
In 1958, the world was introduced to Buddy Guy. Don't miss the legend live. The Damn Right Farewell Tour. Friday, October 20th, the St. Augustine Amphitheater. Special guest, Chris Stone, Kingfish Ingram. Tickets on sale Friday, 10 a.m. at theamp.com. The Damn Right Farewell Tour. Buddy Guy.
American Legion Post 197 has been established as a Mayo Clinic community health hub. This year, they're aiming to raise $50,000 to help educate black men about prostate cancer. Approximately 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer compared to 1 in 8 white men, and they're 2.2 times more likely to die from it. As a community health hub, Post 197 is trying to provide much-needed information to this community, but that takes funding. Call 904-705-2469 for information and to donate.
Right now, American Window Products is offering the newest features in window technology with Ultra Dual Low E glass and insulated vinyl frames with magnet weather stripping on windows for an airtight seal to help reduce your energy usage. All at an affordable price. This exclusive offer is for a limited time, so act now to save big with 12 months, zero interest financing. Schedule a free estimate at AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, the window professionals. Financing at time of sale for new orders only.
Yep, our Gators made it to the College World Series.
Go, Gators!
Talon Wealth is the official wealth management team of the Florida Gators. And hopefully they hear us cheering them on from Florida all the way to Omaha.
Come on, Gators, get up and go!
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Florida license D056341. Compensation was paid to Learfield for partnership with the Gators as of January 2023.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go! Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the
right seat. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690. All right, take us here. Best athlete, men's sports. How do they come up with this? How do you pick 4 athletes in the world?
It's a good question, especially with some of these categories where you're like, man, the list of snubs is going to be pretty long.
Absolutely.
But then in other categories, I'm like,
how'd you come up with 4?
I need to Google some of these people.
So you got the Joker, you got Judge, you got Mahomes, you got Messi.
I told Case I thought Messi was going to win this only because there's like a big promotional thing that needs to happen with Miami and the MLS and Messi is an American product. Apple is really invested in it. It just seems like it's got to happen here. I would give it to Joker, but he's nominated in 1 or 2 other categories that I think he can win. So I'll go Messi here.
Casey, you think it's Messi over? I know Messi's like worldwide, sure. But is ESPN? I know they claim to be worldwide, but
worldwide leader.
Like, are they that worldwide? And why do I feel like either Joker because of recency bias or Mahomes because the NFL's so big?
I think it's Jokic. I don't think it's recency bias. I think he's just goated. He's also worldwide, somewhat, at least international. We'll put it that way. And I think what he just did on ESPN's network, by the way, will win the day, and he will win the award.
I love how our picks are strategic and have nothing to do with their performance.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Well, they're all deserving, right?
Sure.
So how are you going to break it down?
You're looking for the edge, yeah.
I'm going Jokic.
So the best athlete on the planet.
The best men's athlete on the planet.
Is
Jokic.
Joker. Oh, I can't go there.
He's not. He's too clunky.
He's in peak
He used to
physical
be chubby.
form.
He's clunky. He's all gangly in arms.
He won one for the fat kids. You heard him.
He is
Love him.
tremendously talented at basketball.
Love this guy. Who are you picking over him? If you both pick Messi, that's gross.
No, I'm not picking Messi because honestly, I can't do it.
I'd be
with
so upset.
Like I don't appreciate Messi the way you should or other people do. I just because I don't watch it. Like I don't watch Messi play.
Yeah,
I don't, and I'm not going to pretend like I do. So it would be very like, oh yeah, everybody says Messi. Like I'm not going to do that. So I wouldn't because I don't appreciate, and this is a me problem, not a him problem, and I apologize for it, but I don't appreciate his greatness to the point I should.
Well, I feel like you would want to pick Patrick Mahomes, but I just don't know that you can call him the best athlete compared to these other guys.
Yeah, I feel like Mahomes going to win this. Has Mahomes won this before?
Didn't he win it last year? Maybe he won something else. He won something last year at the ESPYs.
Of course, he won something. I think if he hasn't won it, I bet he wins it. Judge, I'm not even sure Judge should be on it.
They have to
How
because he
isn't
broke the
Shohei
home run
Ohtani?
record. Oh, yeah, Ohtani. Ohtani is on here for best baseball. on the second page.
Best baseball.
So best baseball player, Ohtani, but the best athletes, Judge.
Yeah, that is a bit odd.
We're just filling in boxes.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd. I would have put Ohtani here instead of Judge, too.
All right, best athlete, women's sports.
I needed some help here.
Michaela Schifrin. You don't remember her ski? She broke all the records. She's kind of like, she did what Tiger did to the PGA Tour wins record. She's done to the skiing records. Like she's got 80 plus, I think, worldwide wins on whatever that would quantify. But that's been in the news. But hasn't she also been in for kind of disappointment at the Olympics? Like Schifrin, I think, most recently was more disappointing than goated, to your term.
At the Olympics, yeah.
I don't feel like she's coming off some great momentum here.
The Olympics were a long time ago. She just won like the other skiing stuff.
I'm going Asia Wilson just because they won their championship.
Okay. Is it Iga Swiatek for tennis?
Who knows?
And Sophia Smith, the Portland Thorns.
It's probably my favorite team in all of professional sports.
The Thorns?
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Mets again. Like, who's watching the Portland Thorns?
What are we doing
We
here?
couldn't find other female athletes. We couldn't find a fighter.
We really miss Serena Williams.
Oh, yeah. Amongst others.
That's what this tells
UFC,
me.
that's a good call. I'm going Schifrin.
I guess I'll go that, too, because I'm most familiar with it.
You guys.
Okay. This is the toughest one of the whole thing, by the way.
You know,
I don't think this is tough.
This is tough right here.
This is pretty tough. And you know what else is interesting here? Is these women athletes, I think, could be on the women's sports best athlete, and I know who they are.
We know who they are.
Caitlin Clark for best breakthrough athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Angel Reese, little rivalry right
arch
there.
nemesis. Yeah.
Brock Purdy,
I thought it was
7 games.
Purdy.
7 games get you. 7 games get you on this list.
Almost got him an MVP award. Of course it gets you on this list.
Julio Rodriguez. What happened to him?
J-Rod and America's team?
He's still good. What do you mean, what happened to him?
He
He's
playing better now?
great.
He got off to a slow start this year.
He's great.
I'm going Brock Purdy.
Okay, so you will lose no matter what because his name is Purdy.
I think Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, I thought the news around them was too negative for them to win awards. So I think ESPN will pass that over. Like, if they give Caitlin Clark an award, I think there will be a real problem in the sports world. People will have a problem with that. And if you give Angel Reese the award, don't you feel like it's kind of an I'm sorry for all the love for Caitlin Clark?
Yes, I absolutely think that's why they're going to give it to her.
I'm just not there. But okay, so Brent's got Reese. I've got Purdy. Who do you got, Case?
Caitlin Clark.
Wow.
Yeah.
Full villain. You went full heel on this.
You know me.
I do know you. All right, best record-breaking performance. I actually love this category. You have Djokovic, 23rd Grand Slam. Braun with the NBA's career scoring record. Schifrin for World Cup victories, 87th win.
Told you that.
And Verstappen, Mexican Grand Prix.
All right, this has got to be LeBron.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It has to be.
I'm with that as well.
All right, so the toxic trio says LeBron. Championship performance, another good category. Leon Edwards, UFC. You beat Usman, 5th round KO. Jokic on the Nuggets, the MVP run. Messi for Argentina. 2 goals scored in the penalty shootout to win man of the match. Then he won the Golden Ball as FIFA's best player of the tournament. And Zhang out of the LPGA. I guess she had a 2-hole sudden death playoff. She made history by becoming the first woman in 72 years to win her first professional start. This is where I go Jokic.
This is where I go Joker, too.
What he did in the finals was
Kasey,
a
you taking
masterpiece.
Messi?
Of course I am. Although close, I think truly the answer here, he will not win, is Leon Edwards because Usman was unbeatable and he beat him. Like as unbeatable gets in the UFC and he beat him. He won't win. He probably should. I think Messi wins.
Best team, Nuggets, Bulldogs, Chiefs, Vegas Aces, LSU Tigers women's basketball, Sooners in softball, and the Golden Knights in the NHL.
Why do we have so many people, so many teams?
So many teams earned it.
Give me the Dogs.
Like I was going to do Bulldogs, but the Oklahoma Sooners, NCAA softball.
You know, actually the Sooners, and really I think the answer here where I'm going to go is Vegas Golden Knights.
Give me the Dogs.
They scored like 7.5 goals a game.
So Brent on the Knights. I'll go Sooners.
Sooners' most dominant team on all this list, I think, though.
In case of the Bulldogs. What Bulldogs did was pretty impressive, too.
Give me the Dogs.
Well, back-to-back action.
I'm not happy about it. Give me the Dogs.
Best college athlete, men's sports. So this is college specifically. Zach Edey from Purdue basketball. Duncan McGuire, Creighton soccer. Brendan O'Neill, Duke lacrosse. Caleb Williams, USC football. I can only choose Caleb Williams.
we can eliminate a couple guys.
I got to Google everybody else.
No, you should have. Zach Edey was big, but I think Caleb Williams would win it. Let's go down to one everybody would know. How about best NFL player?
So best NFL player, you got Nick Bosa, soon to be the most expensive man in the NFL. Jalen Hurts with his elite MVP season. You got Justin Jefferson almost breaking the wide receiver record for yards. And Pat Mahomes winning another Super Bowl.
Man, it's tough.
Best NFL player, not best NFL season. Is there a difference?
Yeah, I think it's hard with Patrick Mahomes that he's in the best athlete category and he might not win best NFL player, but I think you can make a really good case for Jalen Hurts and Justin Jefferson.
I think I'm picking Jalen Hurts.
I am also picking Jalen Hurts.
Well, then I will take Justin Jefferson.
It's a good pick. It's the wrong pick, but it's a good pick. Best MLB player. Goldie. St. Louis Cardinals not doing too well. Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and my guy Verlander.
I'll take Ohtani.
Yeah, I'll take Ohtani.
It's the first time in a long time like Trout hasn't been on the list.
Ohtani, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's got to take Ohtani. What about NBA player?
Jokic.
Butler,
Embiid,
Joker,
Jokic, and Tatum. Embiid won the MVP.
Jokic.
Butler took the Heat to the finals. What were they, an 8 seed, 7 seed?
Jokic.
It's impressive. Jason Tatum watched his team with an early exit.
Yeah, I'd go Joker.
We're all going Joker. Best soccer player.
Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Here we
Messi.
go.
Bonmati, Holland, Messi, and Smith.
Erling Haaland.
Look at Sophia Smith get nominated twice.
Good for her.
Portland Thorns.
Shohei Ohtani gets nominated once. Sophia Smith gets nominated twice.
Erling Haaland.
Kasey says Holland.
It's not close.
I did watch Ted Lasso, so I am a soccer expert these days. I'll go with Messi.
Yeah, I'll go with Messi, too.
They weren't in it, but okay.
His
His
parting
Haaland's team
gift.
was in it.
That's true. Man City.
Yes, they were
The
in
Baby Blues.
They were in a big part of the show.
Are you kidding me on this one? Best golfer?
Best golfer, Wyndham Clark. Come on.
Kidding me? Like already? What are we doing here?
Look, he's the best golfer.
He's the best golfer right now, I guess.
Nelly
this is
Korda,
certainly
John
up to
Rahm, and
date.
Scotty Scheffler. I don't want to give it to Rahm because he chickened out of a fight with Marcel, but I think he's going to win.
Scotty Scheffler's going to win the Players' Champ.
Yeah, I'm going Scotty
that's
as well.
right.
Yeah, Scheffler wins this.
Brent and Case say Scheffler.
It's funny they put Nelly Korda in here, who obviously has been fantastic, but why not Zhang? Because even though
Nelly is a lot better.
Well, Zhang, but she turned pro. She won didn't she win the Augusta Am? Did all the college stuff, and now won her first LPGA event.
Yeah, but Nelly's goated.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nelly wins all the time.
She does. She's good. Was she second in the world, I think? Again, I had this conversation, I think, when Zhang won that weekend in her debut up in New Jersey, it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got myself checking the leaderboard at the LPGA Championship for where Rose Zhang is again. She's got me locked into women's golf.
Wow.
I shouldn't say locked in, but checking scores. And last check, I think she was 2 off the lead. So
yeah, unfortunately, they don't play golf on Ted Lasso, so I'm not up to date.
Didn't you watch Full Swing though?
Yeah, Full Swing.
I watched an episode. Yes,
Rose Zhang on Full Swing.
I need to watch all of the episodes
to be an
expert. By the way, did you see they're doing another Netflix sports doc this time with tennis players, female tennis players?
Okay,
that should be pretty interesting.
Hey,
too.
will she get your attention? Seriously, Rose Zhang get your attention if she won her debut with a record that she already had? And she wins her second one. So she's 2 for 2, and one of them's a major.
She'll hit the radar because she'll be on all the shows I watch.
Yeah.
It'll be a topic. But
I'm not saying you're going to go
I'm not going to seek out LPGA stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But so she'll get on your radar.
Sure.
I would imagine she'll get on everybody's radar if that's
Probably,
the case.
yeah. I mean, everyone always looks for the next big star when it comes to sports.
And that's kind of been my point about, we were talking about this like a month and a half ago when she won. It's like we kind of need a next big thing in women's golf to kind of root for.
You got to propel it
Nelly
forward.
Porter's good, but I don't think she transcends the sport. Rose Zhang has a chance probably, at least the story, if she were to go 2 for 2, jumping in, it would feel like nobody does that.
That's right.
Except for,
She's
like,
on pace
Tiger
to win every
Woods,
tournament she
right?
ever plays.
That would be pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Shout out 941, Nelly Corda, Bradenton.
Is she really?
You better believe it.
How's her sister? Okay.
Bradenton as well.
I know, but she's okay, right? She's
Yes, she's good. No, she's
good. Isn't there a dad's or the family's tennis family, right?
Unconfirmed.
Well, Nelly
I
is a
think so.
hip-hop star, so he doesn't play tennis. Coming to town with Snoop Dogg.
That was great.
Show, August 10th.
Nice.
Five-Star Arena.
What are we winning if we're right on
Very
this?
far up. What'd you say?
You're keeping track of this?
Yeah, I'm
SP
going to say this. I'm going
performance?
to put it up on the board with Kasey's I don't know how to spell these words list and our predictions on Trevor's season.
All right, very good. Brent Friends on ESPN 690. You can always check out all we do, CBS 47, Fox 30, and ESPN 690 on the YouTube channel. You can listen to the show daily and watch the show daily on ESPN 690's YouTube channel. We call it Action Sports Jacks. Subscribe on YouTube.
Brent and Friends is sponsored by Best Bet, now open in St. Augustine.
Racers and non-racers unite for a great cause. Join ESPN 690 at the 35-foot Fun Run, benefiting Ronald McDonald House Charities. It's at 121 Financial Ballpark on Sunday, July 16th, before the Jumbo Shrimp Game. Visit ESPN690.com and register to race in the 35-foot Fun Run. No training required. Presented by Miracle Windows and Showers, 121 Financial Credit Union, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, and ESPN 690.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
As the seasons change, one thing remains the same. Jacksonville and all of Northeast Florida are fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. If you spot ESPN 690 anywhere in the community, come hang with us and grab an ice-cold Celsius.
Summertime's a good time to buy a new vehicle, and Nimnick Buick GMC is always a great place to get your new car. Nimnick Buick GMC, Jacksonville's #1 Buick GMC dealer. Popular GMC and Buick models arriving daily at Nimnick Buick GMC. Check them out on Phillips Highway or check them out on NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick has used cars under $18,000. If you're short on time, mobile oil changes. Nimnick is there for you even on Sundays. Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway, NimnickBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
Don't miss the Gun Show at the Clay County Fairgrounds featuring guns, knives, ammo, and more. Doors open at 9 a.m. at the Clay County Fairgrounds in Green Cove Springs this Saturday and Sunday. Buy, sell, and trade. See you at the Gun Show.
Discover how good your water can be with the new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. Connecticut's twin tank non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. This month, you can get 50% off a Connecticut K5 drinking water system with a purchase of a Connecticut Premier Series softener. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and provide solutions that are right for you and your family. Imagine having clean, clear, purified water at your home. No more plastic bottles, no more waste, just great tasting, purified water that you can trust. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. Financing options available with approved credit. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1428211.
Hubbard House is the domestic violence center that serves Duval and Baker counties with free, confidential resources. The 24-hour hotline is 904-354-3114.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug, get it.
But the chances of actually hitting it
Over there!
are statistically
It's still alive.
unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants, like lemongrass and geraniol, and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. Stem. Rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Hey, it's Brent Mortno from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690. Are Elon and Zuckerberg really going to fight?
This is a real thing. I love this, by the way. Oh, I'm so lit up about it. First of all, you know I love me a good celebrity fight.
Yeah.
You guys won't even entertain like the Jake Paul, Logan Paul fights, the Frank Gore, Le'Veon Bell fight.
I'll entertain them.
Yeah, you guys will.
It depends.
I think they're dumb, but
I mean, I can go for a good first because you know what you get at non-professional fights. You get guys who look tough and jacked up, and then you see them try and throw a punch, and you go, "Oh, this person's never been in a fight before.
yeah.
This person's never had to throw a punch in real life."
And these two probably would fit the bill.
Yeah. But so I guess someone was giving Elon Musk a hard time on Twitter about Zuckerberg making a new Twitter. He's making a platform called Threads. He's basically told everyone who would listen he wants to make a Twitter for sane people, is what he said.
Oh.
Really starting off on the right foot there. So someone brought it to Elon, and Elon, as a joke, was like, "Oh, I'm up for a cage match if he wants one." Now, I don't know if Elon knows this, but Zuckerberg's been training for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
I was just telling Kasey about this before the show. We looked up images and everything. Like, this dude won a tournament last month. So Zuckerberg, who's now Tommy Tough Guy because he knows how to do a rear naked choke, goes on Instagram, and instead of, like, responding as a human, he just goes, "Send me location." Send me location. He's ready. You think this guy's roided up or what? So he's got to fight Elon Musk. So Musk doesn't want to look like a wuss. He can't back down. It's in front of the whole world. Every time he tweets, 80 zillion people look at the thing. So they're like, "Look at Zuckerberg. He's just like, send me the location." So Musk goes, "We should probably do it in Vegas at the Octagon." And then everyone's like, "Ha, ha, ha." But then they got in touch with Dana White, and Dana's like, "No, I think this is for real. I think they're coming." I'm telling you, man, that will be the biggest pay-per-view you've ever seen.
Yeah, that would be pretty big. That would be big.
Who would feel bad for either of those guys getting the snot beat out of them? Not a person.
No.
Not a person would feel bad for either of
Probably
those guys.
get dollar bills coming out their nose.
Yeah. Zuckerberg's like, "Double tap this elbow, Musk." Musk is like, "Retweet this knee to the nose." What a great fight that would be.
So I was telling you a story.
I'm all in on that.
I saw this, I didn't see all that start. I just saw the kind of the end of it
The recap.
where people were talking.
Yeah.
And somebody else then jumped in and said something to the effect of, "It reminds me of way back like 50 years ago when the Southwest Airlines CEO and so, they both had like the same slogan, and Southwest wanted it. Well, they ended up like in a middle of a ring or something like that. Had an arm wrestling match for it.
Arm wrestling seemed to be a lot more popular a long time ago too, right?
And it was really more joke style.
Was it all set up?
It was kind of set up.
Maybe they agreed to who was going to get it beforehand.
Because actually the guy that wasn't Southwest ended up winning, but he still gave the rights to it for like $500 to charity at the time or something.
Okay.
You know? So
I don't think this is that.
Yeah.
Like they may end up doing charity because they're billionaires and that's a good look for them, but Zuckerberg wants to beat the snot out of Musk, and Musk is a troll. And I think he wants to upset Zuckerberg too.
I wonder who people are more annoyed with. Like,
That's
I
a
got to
good
believe it's
question.
Zuckerberg, though.
Zuckerberg, just looking at Mark Zuckerberg, you want to punch him.
Yeah, he's kind of, and then, you know, he just got. How old is Zuckerberg?
He's got to be in his 30s now.
That's what I'm saying. So he got like so rich so quick.
That's a crazy sentence.
That he's got to be in his 30s?
Yes. Then he's that rich.
39 years old.
And there's something, and I don't know about
100.9 billion.
Doesn't Elon Musk feel a little bit more like sophisticated, going to space and stuff, and not like making all your billions off Facebook?
Yeah, also, I think Musk comes from wealth.
Okay.
I don't think Zuckerberg comes from wealth.
Okay, well, you could look at that two different ways.
Well, I'm looking at it like Musk has never had to be in a physical conflict at any point in his life at any time whatsoever.
I don't think either one has, quite frankly. But
Well, you know Zuckerberg has now.
Well, yeah, in his training.
And in his tournaments. Like, he's fighting guys.
I'm just saying, which one would the public root for?
I'd be rooting for
Because,
yes.
again, I stay out of, like, I don't know who's.
I would be rooting for yes. Just yes. Bring it.
Yes.
And then if you really want to get, WWE about it, Bezos is getting jacked up too. He's got a big
That's
chest
true.
now. So like if he comes out from underneath the curtain on the ring, goes over the top with a chair, it could be really fun.
This is great. This is what we need. Three of the most influential people like of this era.
And send someone to their Scrooge McDuck piggy bank and, grab some dough.
Hey, Tony Khan, go sign him, man.
It's an
Go sign
AEW
this
pay-per-view.
Like,
maybe you get a surprise appearance from Dad there.
That'd be genius.
From the top rope.
Yeah.
It's shot.
Exactly.
God.
The mustache. He's coming into the ring. You won't see Bill Gates in there. I'll tell you that. Bill's going to stay above the fray.
Too square.
He's busy putting GPS chips in everything.
Is Gates still like a thing?
He's still one of the richest people in the world.
Well, I get that. But is he like, it doesn't feel like his name gets brought up as much.
I
to
think
me.
that's by his design. He's been in the news in a bunch of weird ways. Like last summer, he was trying to buy up a ton of farmland in North Dakota, South Dakota.
Yeah.
And they fought back against it.
Yeah.
So then he went away. And then Microsoft just put a large stake of money in OpenAI, ChatGPT. But
back in it, yeah.
Bill himself, I think after the whole COVID conspiracy stuff, I think he just kind of said, I'm going to not be in the news for a little bit.
I'm just going to go enjoy my gazillions of dollars.
Yeah.
But you do think, like you just mentioned a few of those people, I mean, influential, whether you like them or not, the bottom line is they're very
they've
well-known,
shaped
influential.
history. They're this century's Carnegie and
Yeah.
Chase and Morgan and all those guys.
People cringe at that.
That's what it is.
But it is. I wonder if they cringed back then. When
I'm sure they did, right?
If they had social media back then. They
like
would have been
Andrew
cringing.
Carnegie, the son of some steel conglomerate guy. And it's like, really, this guy? He's just some rich kid. What does he know about steel? And then you end up owning, 60% of the country.
You won't cringe at what's next. Jags linebacker Chad Muma joins us right here on ESPN 690. Brent Friends here on a Thursday, and we'll talk some football and what he's doing this weekend to use his platform in a very good way. That's next on ESPN 690.
From the moment the first note is played, the music takes over. Grammy winner Peter Frampton. Never Say Never Tour. June 28th, St. Augustine Amphitheater. The one and only Peter Frampton. On sale now at theamp.com.
As the seasons change, one thing remains the same. Jacksonville and all of Northeast Florida are fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. If you spot ESPN 690 anywhere in the community, come hang with us and grab an ice-cold Celsius.
Here we are almost in the middle of summer, and you are still dealing with that knee or hip pain. Well, enough is enough. Pills are not the answer. Surgery, not the answer. You need to call QC Kinetics today and get a free consultation, 904-274-5522. Everybody, it's Brent Mortno. The advanced regenerative medicine solutions at QC Kinetics can give you a life without chronic joint pain. You can do all those summer activities you used to enjoy, like playing golf or going for a run, walk, hike, whatever you want to do. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in taking healing properties from your own body and applying them right into your achy joint so your joint tissue can be repaired and restored naturally. This treatment is truly revolutionary. Patients across America are having life-changing results, and there's no drugs, there's no surgery, there's no downtime. If you have pain in your knees, back, shoulders, hips, you need to stop what you're doing and call QC Kinetics and get a free consultation. 904-274-5522. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can give you your life back. 904-274-5522 in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. Smoothie King is a family thing for my family. I love the Lean One vanilla and strawberry. My wife Steph gets the Lean One chocolate. My daughter Kaylee, the Caribbean way. And Ty goes all out for the Hulk. You have choices at Smoothie King. Smoothies for everyone, and now smoothie bowls too. And this summer, plunge into extreme watermelon smoothies, now available at Smoothie King for a limited time. Enjoy extreme watermelon, or for something more tart, dive into the new extreme watermelon lemonade. Extreme watermelon smoothies, back for a limited time, only at Smoothie King. Rule the day at a Smoothie King in Jacksonville.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital, CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Want a low down payment and a low monthly payment on your next ride? Then you gotta go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Right now, you can buy a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla for just $1,000 down and $288 a month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $1,000 down and $388 a month. With over 400 used in stock plus more than 100 vehicles under $18K, don't wait. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/offers for full details.
Why let a plumbing company tear up your property to repair or replace your old cast iron pipes when Superior Plumbing and Pipelining's no-dig trenchless service can reline them in just one day? Request an estimate now at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
She's moving to Georgia.
Jadis Podiatry Clinic's top nurse quit, leaving her business toes up.
We've got 6 procedures and 3 major surgeries in the next 2 days.
She needs a new RN who can think on their feet.
There's no way I can do all these procedures on my own.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Wendy's is open till midnight or later, so you can give in to the craving and go night mode. Now all of your favorite menu items just got their bedtime extended. You can get what you want even later, like the Baconator with 6 strips of bacon, or the perfect fries and frosty duo. If you're up later, then so are we. So go ahead and pull through the drive-thru. When the craving hits, go night mode at Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. All right, see ya later.
At participating U.S. Bank
is Sports Center. I'm Doug Brown with breaking news. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports veteran guard Chris Paul is traded for the second time in 5 days. He goes from the Wizards to the Warriors. In return, Washington gets Jordan Poole and 2 future draft picks. Paul was traded by the Suns to the Wizards on Sunday. The trade coming just hours before the NBA draft tonight at the Barclays Center. The Spurs should tip things off by taking 19-year-old Victor Wembanyama. ESPN's PJ Carlesimo.
He's incredible. You watch him block shots. I mean, he could block 3 shots or more a game. That alone makes him a really, really major contributor. You know, everybody always says you got to have one NBA skill. This kid's got like 4 or 5, but the 2 they keep talking about all the time, the shot blocking and the stroke.
PJ Carlesimo on Greeny. Our draft coverage starts at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and TV, 8 Eastern on ABC. Our Adam Schefter reports Jets safety Chuck Clark will miss the upcoming season with a torn ACL.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 690 and Action Sports Shacks presents Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau.
We're going to have to show a little more patience than the year 2 pom-pom people.
Casey Kurtz.
Yo! Well, what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Hit him! Hit him! Yeah! Boom! Jack! Boom! Yeah! Boom! Jack! Boom! This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. ESPN 690.
4 o'clock hour we go. Brent Martineau, Aaron Schachter, Casey Kurtz as we get ready and head into the middle of this summer. And on the other side of summer is training camp for the Jags and a football season that is highly anticipated. We talk about it every day, and it's going to come up pretty quick now. You know, about a month away, camp opens, and it's here. And it's about to see how these expectations play out. Of course, we have to wait till September and beyond for that. But it's been a lot of fun talking about it for a long time. It's on the horizon still, but a little light at the end of the tunnel, Schachter.
It's exciting.
Plus, we get to see your Jets implode. That'll be a lot of fun.
The annual implosion.
Talking more football right now, in fact, with second-year Jags linebacker Chad Muma. He joins us, and we appreciate you taking a couple of minutes, man, especially during vacation time. What are you doing to get away from football a little bit other than talking to us?
Yeah, you know, first off, thank you for having me on the show. And right now I'm kind of just, you know, hanging out still in Jacksonville. I got a wedding coming up for one of my good friends out in California, so I'm going to go and do that. But other than that, they call it vacation time, but, you know, we still got to get ready and prepare for that training camp. So still a lot of training going on and whatnot.
How much responsibility is it on you to be like, yeah, I want to get away. I got to refresh myself. I got to get energized for the season, but I also can't, like, you know, eat too much ice cream and get out of shape.
No, definitely. I mean, that's a hard balance right there. You got to know how much ice cream you can have on the days that you're not working out. But no, it's a good balance. You know, I think the biggest thing for me and what most guys do is they kind of, you know, you'll close your playbook for a couple weeks or so. Then, you know, when it comes to maybe, you know, 20 days out of training camp, that's when you kind of dive right back in. And, you know, it's kind of full-fledged from there if you want to have a successful training camp. And so, but, you know, consistently staying on that training schedule and making sure that you're running and staying up to that because, you know, we have that little conditioning test whenever we get back for our training camp. So just got to stay on top of that.
Yeah, guys used to fail that conditioning test. Now
I
it doesn't
literally
seem like
failed the conditioning test just walking on a baseball team at community college.
You failed the conditioning test, by the way, walking up the stairs to the show today.
Yes, I was literally out of breath.
My point is, guys don't fail that anymore. They're usually in tip-top shape and ready to go. Chad Muma joining us here on Brent and Friends on ESPN 690. You know, I feel like I ask all the young guys this, Chad, and last year was long, man. You don't get to stop. You're in the draft process, everything else. Was this offseason before you came back for offseason conditioning in April? Was that a great time for you to be able to catch your breath, evaluate what happened, rest up both mentally and physically? I got to believe like that time was like, whew, this is good to be able to sit on the couch for a minute.
Yeah, no, it definitely was because like you said, it was a long, not just season by itself, but the whole draft process after a long college season and going right into the, you know, NFL training and then going to playing the whole long season in the NFL and making the playoffs and doing all that. So, no, I definitely took, you know, a good solid 2 weeks of, you know, sitting on my couch and just playing my Xbox and not doing absolutely nothing. So that was very much well-needed time to, you know, let the body heal up, let the mind heal up right before those OTAs started up.
You a Call of Duty guy, Madden guy, Fortnite guy? What are you playing? PUBG? What do you got?
Yeah. I'm a shooter video game type player. So not big on the Madden. Play it every here and there, but I'm big on Call of Duty. Then this off season, I really dove into Elden Ring, which is kind of like an open world. So it's a little different.
I got to ask you, Chad, now that you've been out of the season for a few months, you've gone through OTAs and mini camps, break down a percentage for me. How much of this, what you're about to enter into as you go to, as training camp opens in a month, how much of that is reps on what you learned last year, improving on that, and how much of it is learning new that you didn't learn last year?
Yeah, I think, this training camp for me, and especially the whole team, we kind of talked about it as last year we were in pre-algebra and this year we're in algebra. And so it's really just building off of what we learned last year. And I feel like, I had a good grasp of what the defense was last year. And, going into this second year, you're kind of able to make, different calls, different checks that you may be able to use out in the field. So if a QB's checking it, last year where we would just run the pressure into it, this year we can, maybe change the pressure and do something like that. So that's kind of where, our defensive side has kind of been going this offseason.
Chad Muma with us, Brent Friends on ESPN at 690. Brent Martin, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz. And Chad, we'll get back to football, maybe a couple more questions. But one of the reasons I wanted to have you on is I think you're doing a fantastic job, not that you need to hear it from me, with your platform when it comes to diabetes and what you go through and what you're going to do this weekend in Orlando as well as part of an all-access team tandem event, Children with Diabetes Friends for Life Conference. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, what you're going to do, and also, why I guess you're so inspired to use the platform that you have to share what you go through every day?
Yeah. So, myself being a type 1 diabetic, I was diagnosed when I was 13 years old. And, at that time, the only NFL player that I knew that had type 1 diabetes was Jay Cutler. He was kind of the only inspiration I had, and I was a big Broncos fan at the time. So it was great to have that. And I knew that whenever I had this opportunity, being in the NFL and being a voice and an advocate for those with type 1 diabetes, just to, let them know that not to let their type 1 diabetes hold them back from anything that they want to achieve. And so coming up in July, early July, this Friends for Life, Children with Diabetes Conference in Orlando, I'm going to be able to go out there, and it's a conference where families and friends are able to get together and kind of discuss things that work for them for their diabetes. And it's really open forum for all these families to kind of talk about, their diabetes, what struggles they may have, what successes they have. And I'll have the opportunity with Tandem to kind of talk to families about my own experiences and how I, manage my diabetes while maintaining this lifestyle that I have.
Yeah, Chad, it's pretty interesting as you talk about diabetes. I think about my own life, how many people I've known, and it's not a lot, but the people I've known, it seems like somewhat of a nuisance to them. I've never really considered lifelong struggles people with diabetes may have. Can you kind of expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's an every single day thing that you kind of have to go through. At every single meal, you're sitting down, you're counting how many carbs, how many sugars are in your food, in your drinks. And every single time you got to input your, how much insulin your body's going to need for that amount of carbs that you're having. And so, whether you're having a snack or a meal, it's an every single day thing. And, really managing your blood sugar to make sure it's in the correct range between 70 and 150 can be difficult. And so really, living that lifestyle of, being a professional athlete, I've kind of, used my diabetes to my advantage to kind of, since I have to manage it so well, I've kind of used that as, a positive outlook in that, look, I'm so well managed because of my diabetes that I'm able to go do all these other things just because of these circumstances that I'm in.
Not to debut a new character on the show, but Aaron from the future wonders, Brent, like maybe this is one of these things where you read about nanobots in medicine, that they're trying to develop these things that get injected into the body and do all kinds of readings within the body. You got to imagine this will be a big step forward with something like diabetes, Chad, if you've got to worry about your intake all the time and really down to the single digit number on what you're intaking, where when you have that information maybe like on your phone rather than like having to do something else for it or prick your finger to find out what's going on inside your blood, that's going to be a big step forward. Have there been a lot of technological advances in that space or not really?
No, there really has been. When I was diagnosed 10 years ago, I was using injections every single day, and I was pricking my finger every single day. But fast forward 10 years, I'm now using a CGM that connects to my phone, and it works with my Tandem insulin pump, and they have a closed loop system now where if my blood sugar starts to go up a little bit, the Tandem pump can sense that and give myself a little bit of insulin without me inputting anything, or if it sees that my blood sugar is going to drop, it will suspend the insulin. So the technology is just continuing to improve every single year.
Very
and
cool.
I'm just looking forward to, the continuation of the technology in the way that the direction that it's going.
We had you on the show last year, Jags Report Live. You were talking about this as well. Obviously, you just said that Jay Cutler was an inspiration for you as an athlete because there are not many, and there weren't many in the NFL. I believe you will be that or already are that. Have you had some pretty cool interactions with kids or teenagers that say, this is pretty awesome? I didn't know or haven't seen too many people that have made it to this level of ball with type 1 diabetes?
Yeah, no, I've had a couple of experiences with that. Back in college, I went when I was out in Wyoming, I went to Casper and did a little Camp Hope for kids with diabetes and spoke to them about my college experience. And then actually just last week with the Jaguars, I hosted a camp for kids with diabetes, and there's about 30 kids that were able to come out to the Jaguars stadium, and we threw a little camp for them where I was able to talk to them, answer them any questions that they might have had, and then additionally kind of put them through some drills and made sure that their sugars were all good. And so it was a great conversation to have with those kids, and they were asking me questions, I was asking them questions, so it was a great event.
It's got to be an interesting phenomenon almost for you, right? I can tell you're kind of a humble guy, quiet guy, and played at Wyoming, but you almost take on this bigger role. Like, are you cool with that? Like, you're okay with that? You like that?
All the attention?
I definitely like being an advocate for those kids or even families that, have to deal with type 1 diabetes. And so if it's, being in the spotlight for those kids, I'm good with it, just because I know that as a kid for myself, being able to see someone be successful in the NFL with type 1 diabetes would have been huge, just for my own goals and my own aspirations. And so I just want to be that for someone else.
Chad Muma with us here on ESPN 690. By the way, the conference coming up July 8th, Children with Diabetes Conference down in Orlando. And I got to ask you one more thing about the conference, and then maybe just a question or two more about football. What is the Chad Muma story? I mean, there's a short film that's going to debut. I mean, we're a big part of that. And is that kind of cool to have that on the big screen?
And at what point in the film are we in it?
Yeah, so with Tandem, I was able to shoot a little short documentary kind of about my experience with type 1 diabetes of when I was diagnosed and kind of the symptoms that I was going through and everything that was happening at my time when I was 13. And then kind of follows the journey of me getting prepared for the draft and then furthermore getting drafted by the Jaguars, and has that video with my family surrounded me in it. And so I'm really looking forward to when that video will be released following that conference in July.
Good stuff. Back to football real quick. Year 2 of this defense for Mike Caldwell. You and Devin Lloyd now have got a year under your belt, and I got to believe it's just wild in your mind as you're adjusting to the NFL and new defenses and other people and everything else. But there are other folks like Trayvon Walker, and now you got veterans that are in this defense for year 2. How much should we expect out of you guys? That you got a lot of people coming back, same scheme, and should it even look better?
No, I think it should look tremendously a lot better. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier. During this off-season program, everyone was able to really further their knowledge so much more being this year 2 in our defense, because like you said, it was new for everyone last year, including the vets. And so being able to be in year 2 now, I think that expectation is going to be really set high. And in the areas that we struggled with last year, we really focused on those during OTAs, and I think we're going to continue to do that in our training camp. Set the expectations high for our defense.
It is a young defense and a lot of parts and a lot of position groups. But I guess my question to you, after watching a lot of the guys on the team in the short time you've been with the team this offseason, who do you think makes the biggest step forward that the fan base will notice? Who do you think comes into the field and everyone goes, oh, now it's starting to open it up?
Yeah, I think, there's a lot of guys that you can kind of pick and choose from. I think that, just from a rookie standpoint, talk about guys like Devin and Trayvon, this being year two, speaking for myself, this being year two, I just feel so much more comfortable because last year there's so much unknown going into, training camp, going into, how you prepare for a game. And even just having that experience under our, the rookies' belts going forward, I think that's just going to make them much more comfortable heading into that game one.
Probably got to let you go, but before I do, how underrated is Foye Oluokun?
How underrated? He's one of the best players that, Devin and I are so lucky to have him just because we're able to learn so much for him. And he's a top-tier guy. He's one of those leaders on our team that, we wouldn't be in the position we were last year without him. We're not going to be in the same position we were this year without him. And so he's just one of those guys that you have to have on your team. He's a great leader, great vet, great person overall as well. So he's very underrated, and, I'm really looking forward to seeing, what he does this next year.
Got to pick that Ivy League brain of his.
I was going to say Yale guy. Don't play him in Jeopardy or something, man.
He might give you a word of the day or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And one last one. What do you see out of Trevor Lawrence? And are you impressed with all that's on his shoulders? And he's only a year older than you or something like that.
I'm very impressed with what Trevor's been doing. I'm really looking forward, to seeing how this year goes for him and kind of the new additions to our to the wide receiver room and our team this year. During OTAs, I know that him and Calvin looked really well. And also, just all the other guys on the team, all the other receivers, Kirk and, tight ends and everyone. So he's looking good, and so I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, man, you are in Jacksonville at a fantastic time, and a part of it, there's a lot of expectation, a lot of anticipation for not only this year but years to come. So enjoy the rest of the offseason. Keep up the good work with all you're doing for type 1 diabetes as well, and good luck at the conference down in Orlando. We're looking forward to camp, probably more than you're even looking forward to training camp.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for your time.
Thanks, man. That is Chad Muma, Jags' second-year linebacker, and really does a nice job with his platform with type 1 diabetes. Done a lot of stuff already, as he said, and will continue to do. I think he's a good player, too, now. I think we didn't see enough to know and really make these concrete assessments from Muma and Lloyd and Trayvon, right? But we got all eyes on those guys now.
Oh, yeah.
And a part of it, I think they kind of figured things out, a little rotation. They value these guys. They obviously invested a lot in that linebacker position. They continue to invest in the linebacker position.
They jumped up to get Lloyd, but it's not like Muma was a 7th-round pick.
Third-round guy, and then Ventrell Miller this year. I mean, they have a lot of investment in that linebacker position, which actually should come as no surprise. Mike Caldwell, the defensive coordinator, former linebacker himself.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to Chad Muma for jumping in. Brent Friends on ESPN 690. We'll be right back on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies today, some scattered showers and thunderstorms on and off, with temperatures this afternoon reaching the mid-80s. Lingering shower this evening, overnight dropping down to the lower to mid-70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Biedenball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, proud to offer a huge selection of both lab-grown and natural diamonds at the lowest prices guaranteed.
Why can't I just speak to an actual human being? I need a new bank.
Well, actually, at One-to-One Financial, communication is not only number one, it's one-to-one. When you call, you get to talk to a real live Jacksonville human, fast, and with someone who's truly concerned about your needs, your security, and finding solutions as a team.
Thank you.
Ready to break up with your bank? Find a real long-term banking relationship at One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit one-to-onefcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Don't miss the Gun Show at the Clay County Fairgrounds, featuring guns, knives, ammo, and more. Doors open at 9 a.m. at the Clay County Fairgrounds in Green Cove Springs this Saturday and Sunday. Buy, sell, and trade. See you at the Gun Show.
Make the superior choice when you hire a plumber. From unclogging drains and water heater repairs to complete cast iron pipe replacements, Superior Plumbing and Pipelining has you covered. Request a free estimate from Superior Plumbing and Pipelining at superiorplumbingjax.com.
Run to the Jacksonville Sharks this week, Monday, June 26th, 7 p.m. at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena as they take on the Carolina Cobras. Call 904-621-0700 or jacksharks.com for tickets. Fins up. ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
Summertime's a good time to buy a new vehicle, and Nimnick Buick GMC is always a great place to get your new car. Nimnick Buick GMC, Jacksonville's #1 Buick GMC dealer. Popular GMC and Buick models arriving daily at Nimnick Buick GMC. Check them out on Phillips Highway or check them out on NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick has used cars under $18,000. If you're short on time, mobile oil changes. Nimnick is there for you even on Sundays. Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway, NimnickBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Denise is a Pilates instructor and a small business owner who built her own studio, so I guess that means she's kind of a real estate mogul too.
And don't forget, a mom as well.
And that community first, we get that, and we get you. We're here to help you live your best life by providing the financial services you need with low fees, convenience, and local decision making.
So just be yourself.
At Community First and on the go. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Member NCUA.
In 1958, the world was introduced to Buddy Guy. Don't miss the legend live. The Damn Right Farewell Tour. Friday, October 20th, the St. Augustine Amphitheater. Special guest, Chris Stone, Kingfish Ingram. Tickets on sale Friday, 10 a.m. at theamp.com. The Damn Right Farewell Tour. Buddy Guy.
Right now, American Window Products is offering the newest features in window technology with Ultra Dual Low E glass and insulated vinyl frames with magnet weather stripping on windows for an airtight seal to help reduce your energy usage. All at an affordable price. This exclusive offer is for a limited time, so act now to save big with 12 months zero interest financing. Schedule a free estimate at AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, the window professionals.
Financing at time of sale for new orders only. Have you seen your financial freedom wiped out by stock market volatility? It's Rich Jones. Consider investing in real estate funds from DLP Capital. Don Wenner is CEO and founder.
DLP Capital has provided our investors with consistent double-digit returns by investing in cash-flowing residential real estate. For more than a decade, we have had zero losses, little volatility, and have shot above our return targets in all of our investment funds. Plus, we offer monthly distributions and tax shelter opportunities.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Smoothie King is a family thing for my family. I love the Lean One vanilla and strawberry. My wife Steph gets the Lean One chocolate. My daughter Kaylee, the Caribbean way. And Ty goes all out for the Hulk. You have choices at Smoothie King. Smoothies for everyone, and now smoothie bowls too. And this summer, plunge into extreme watermelon smoothies, now available at Smoothie King for a limited time. Enjoy extreme watermelon, or for something more tart, dive into the new extreme watermelon lemonade. Extreme watermelon smoothies, back for a limited time, only at Smoothie King. Rule the day at a Smoothie King in Jacksonville.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. Thanks again to Chad Muma for coming on Brent Friends on ESPN at 690 and talking about all the work he's doing with type 1 diabetes, but also talking about year 2 in the NFL for him. I will say this, you don't know these guys, but first impressions and the little that we do know about Chad Muma from the last 20 minutes, but also before that last year in the multiple encounters, these are the guys the Jags are getting, right? Like these guys that are like professional before they're even professional.
Good dudes.
And I guess that's one way to say it. But I think they've now combined the thinking of good dudes and good football players. Like there was a time, seriously now, there was a time where when I first got to Jacksonville, there were a lot of good dudes, and they were trying to get good dudes and captains and other things, and they just weren't good enough football players, quite frankly. They just weren't.
Yeah.
And I feel like they have done this. I think what Trent Baalke, with the Jags front office, Doug Peterson now, but I think this really did start with Baalke back in the Urban
administration
year. And I guess we probably should give, I got to go back and look how many people were there still, but maybe even the end of the Dave Caldwell era too. Somewhere in there, because Baalke was working with Caldwell for a year before he ended up being the GM with Urban Meyer. And somewhere in there is what I'm getting at is they put a locker room together that was pretty good. And in terms of chemistry.
Yeah.
Right? And now it seems like they put a locker room together that's pretty good at football, too, on top of that. And that's a nice thing to have, especially in the building that exists currently where Doug Peterson and you have culture and have all this other stuff. And it just feels right. It feels good. Like it really feels good in Jacksonville, no matter who you talk to.
Yeah, everyone's
And when
excited.
you look at the depth chart and when you watch it out at practice, and for the last 2 months last year when you watched it on Sundays. Like, it's real, folks.
Yeah.
That's not fabricated.
Yeah, it's okay to get excited.
Yeah, that's authentic. And that's why we're excited about this year, I think. Now I'm really excited about tweets.
Well, it's Jaguars intensive for today. But let's start with...
This will make you excited. One of these tweets, I know.
Well, a couple of them, I think. Bleacher Report Gridiron has our first tweet, Brent. Which under-the-radar team could win the Super Bowl? Who's closer to a Super Bowl than people think? They've got Miami in their poll listed first at 43%. But looky, teal and black, Big Cats, Jacksonville Jaguars, Trev Dog and the boys at 33%. Second place, Seahawks at 11%, and then other at 13%. The secret's out, Brent. Which under-the-radar team? Well, you're not under the radar if a third of the people who answer say the Jaguars.
Well, I guess. You only have so many people in this pond that you're fishing in for an answer.
For an under-the-radar team?
Yeah.
They're saying the Seahawks. I would have thought that the...
There's like 10 teams in the AFC that people think can win the Super Bowl. So, and then you've got the Eagles, and there's just not a lot of teams to pick from. Like, nobody's going to pick Chicago here, right?
Right.
I wonder,
like the Saints,
would
I would have put up
Minnesota
there.
be under the radar enough?
Say it again?
Would Minnesota be under the radar?
In this conversation, yeah, like no one's picking them to go. I would put the Saints there.
You know what's crazy about this conversation is New England and Pittsburgh are now under the radar.
Yeah, like nowhere to be found on that list either, by the way. I wouldn't put them anywhere
flipped
close.
on its head, like the league has, in terms of the Buffaloes and Cincinnatis are the favorites and the Pittsburghs and New England.
There was a long time. Marvin Jones had Cincinnati as the annual joke.
Who do you say was number one on this list?
It was
Miami.
Miami at 41%.
Could you put Cleveland on this list?
I would. I think Cleveland's going to be good this year.
Could they be magical and win a Super Bowl? Like, are they good enough for that?
I think they need one more wide receiver. They certainly have the backfield. They think they got the quarterback. Time will tell on that. But if he returns to anything like he was in Houston, they got a good shot. One of the best offensive lines in the league. A good defense. I think they need one more wide receiver.
All right. Jags, though, under the radar. If you are right. At 33%, the momentum continues to build. How under the radar will they be? And I don't know if the Jags should be that far under the radar. We think they're going to make the postseason. You can almost pencil them. People would pencil them into the postseason, given the division.
Yeah, I would bet most people's projections and predictions will have the Jaguars in the playoffs.
And if you do that, which is a scary thing to do in the NFL, I get that. But if you do that, well, they're 1 of 7 to go to the Super Bowl. Like, that's doable.
Yeah.
Very doable. You might have to win 2 games. Probably have to win 3, but they might have to win 2 to get to the Super Bowl. So I really don't know how under the radar the Jags actually should be.
Yeah. I think once they start winning again, the under the radar thing is gone. I think you need another half season of wins before people go, oh, I had him the whole season. Always been a Jags fan. Let's go to Jared Bailey for our next tweet, Brent. He writes for USA Today, hosts a podcast as well.
You're going to like this one.
NFL awards predictions. His MVP, Trevor Lawrence. How under the radar can you be if Trev Dog is the MVP pick? Not very under the radar.
Do you know anything about this guy? Like, do we know this guy, this reporter?
Well, just that he writes for USA Today and he hosts a podcast.
Well, it was interesting because I saw another tweet from him that was talking about Tyreek Hill and should he be suspended. And he said something like, well, Calvin Ridley, like he referenced Calvin Ridley. So I'm like, is this guy covering for the Jags? Like, is he a
might
Jags
be like a
fan?
regional Florida thing.
Yeah, it was curious that I saw 2 tweets and both of them had to do with Jags.
Not so under the radar.
It's kind of how the algorithm works, though.
Is that how it's?
That's accurate.
Well, that's a good point.
It's going to feed you stuff.
That's good. And I didn't, in fairness, I did not click and see what else he was saying today or the last couple of days. But bottom line is there's somebody out there predicting Trevor Lawrence for MVP.
Oh, I think further than that. Bottom line is not only is someone out there predicting it, but everyone in the comments are like, yeah, I see it. I see it. It's possible.
He paid for Twitter, though.
What about Offensive Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey? You think that's a long shot?
No.
Because here's a guy at running back making $16 million. I think I'm going to start working for running backs. I'm
Yeah, you
tired of
really
seeing
like
these
this running back thing. Yeah,
Michael
tell me
Parsons.
Christian McCaffrey when he plays 2 years in a row, and then I'll believe you.
Well,
I think
last
you
year was
just did it.
1.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
well, let's see.
we'll see.
You got Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year? Sure, why not? Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan Robinson or any of the other offensive guys.
Lions
That'll be
picked him up.
interesting.
That was an interesting pick, too, which would really showcase what the Lions did if that comes to fruition.
Oh, yeah. And then Christian
They changed
Gonzalez.
their whole backfield, by the way.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, Christian Gonzalez. Rave reviews out
People
of camp
are
on
loving that guy.
Christian
How
Gonzalez.
stupid was that? Stupid draft. Bunch
What?
of teams passing on Christian Gonzalez. He gets to like 17.
Didn't New England flop picks and still
They
get
did.
him?
They traded with Pittsburgh, yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to be fantastic.
Well, he may need to
Good
be.
news
now
is
that
they
they're
weren't going to get him to Jacksonville anyway. At
They're going
24.
to be down a corner, I think, this season. So
Would the Jags have picked Christian Gonzalez if he got all the way down to 24?
They would have had to.
Or would they pick Anton Harrison?
Probably not, but
What
like
if Gonzalez slid all the way down? You don't think they would have picked him?
I don't know. I'm asking the question.
I don't.
How would we know?
Like you're sitting there being shocked. He made 17. You got to pick him if he's best player available at that
I
point.
started tweeting at 11. I tweeted every pick from 11 to 17. I was like, go. And I tagged them. They didn't reply. They were busy.
He didn't call you back. He was hanging with Geno Smith.
He didn't call back.
One other thing about Trevor here being mentioned in the MVP stuff. It's really wild to me how much cachet this kid has because he comes out as this generational player, people label him. Obviously, he's the number 1 pick since the day he walked on campus at Clemson, it feels like. Since the day he walked on campus at Cartersville High School, he was destined to be the number 1 pick, like all that stuff. But then he has like this fall from grace, essentially, with Urban in the first half of last year. And boom, he comes back and gets it 2 months later. He really takes off, and everybody's back on the train that quickly. In our sports world, you're like, okay, I need a little bit more. But what the nation is saying about Trevor Lawrence is I don't need to see anymore. That is him.
Essentially.
Like, he did it for 2 months, and he's played for 2 years. He did it for 2 months, and I know that's him, is what a lot of people are saying.
Well, he's getting the benefit of the doubt because everyone saw what a train wreck Urban Meyer was with the Jaguars. So I think a lot of people looked at his last year as his rookie year. And when most rookie quarterbacks need a season and a half, he's essentially got a half season where he's like, all right, I'm rolling now. I'm cooking with gas.
Yeah, I get it. Easy to buy into.
Yeah. Last one on the Jaguars here if you want it. Pro Football Hall of Fame tweets. Verified. Case, the Pro Football Hall of Fame paid for that tweet.
They paid for Twitter?
Maybe.
Wow.
I don't know. Maybe Musk gave it to them. Maybe they threatened to beat him up inside the octagon or something.
It's not even gold checks, so they paid. The Hall of Fame.
We're looking at the Jaguars logo in this tweet, Brent. It says, the first name that comes to mind when you see the Jaguars logo is...
I hate this question.
Why do you hate this question?
I think it's so stupid.
Why is it stupid?
CBS Sports does this all the time.
So what's the answer, Brent?
Wait, time out. I want to hear why it's stupid, and then I want to hear the answer.
Just a dumb thing.
I want the real critique here. Why is it a dumb thing?
I just don't like it.
So just to be clear,
It's like an empty fire starter.
Dumb summer topics. Board games were good, but this not
Board
good.
games are way better than this.
Then why don't you give us your
By
favorite
the way, I
board
never
game?
said board games were good. I said
Fine.
Did we do board games this week?
No, here we go. So when you look at the Jaguars logo, what board game do you think of?
Obviously, Baselli.
What board game do you think of when you look at the Jaguars logo?
Yeah.
You can do
Sorry?
both.
Sorry. It's a good option.
You're a funny guy sometimes.
But,
That's a great line.
When you look at the Jags logo, when Pro Football Hall of Fame is tweeting that out, I think of Baselli.
Okay. Gabriel in the chat, Fred Taylor.
Fair
I'm with
enough.
him. I think of Fred. A lot of people in the comments were saying Mark Brunell. Case, you got one?
Clay Harbor. Shout out Clay. No, the real answer is Maurice Jones-Drew.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Mojo. Yeah, I guess for your generation. Yeah.
What's pretty wild here is if you really did take that logo, and I think this is a dumb Twitter topic, but if you take this logo,
begrudgingly talking about
would it now, like, would it still go back to the old Jags, or are we now to the point where I see Trevor?
Well, that was
Already.
my follow-up. Is like, how many more seasons of good football from Trevor before
I think it
people
might be
start
a
saying
matter
Trevor?
of weeks, not seasons.
Really? Before the end of the year? Yeah. Recency bias being what it is?
Of course.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Yeah.
But again, now, you are talking about a guy that doesn't have to do too much to catapult his name to and the eye test. Now, you got to do a lot more because of numbers and stats to line
to
up.
be a Jaguars legend.
But eye test wise, you don't have to do too much for everybody around here to be like, that's the best quarterback that's ever worn.
Ever played
With all
for
due
the
respect
Jaguars.
to the others,
Sure.
people will. I mean, he's already got a skill set that the others just quite frankly didn't have. I mean, honestly, the guy that's come closest to what he had in terms of skills coming out of college is probably Gabbert.
Oh, I knew he was going to say it.
No, it is. He's got the big arm. He's a big guy. He's got the gold locks,
Blonde hair.
Like he actually, but like he didn't check those boxes with all the other guys. Like
Well, he wasn't
Leftwich
considered a
had-
generational talent.
Leftwich had issues, right? He had red flags. Like Brunell never had like this bazooka of an arm. Garrard, same thing. Garrard overachieved.
Yeah,
quite frankly.
Yeah, he's
So-
just really efficient.
I mean, that's what you're dealing with, and that's what you're talking about.
So you think this season?
I think
with
this
good
season.
football,
I think by the middle of this season, if he's playing like he did last year, people are going to be like, "This is the best quarterback that's ever worn the uniform." And I understand that statistics won't necessarily say that, but I think we can now project in our mind that this guy's going to be here for quite some time, and he will rewrite the record books. That's another thing. You don't have to be the quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars for very long to rewrite the record books.
So then let
You're
me ask
breaking
this.
Blake Bortles records.
Let me ask this
Some of
last
them.
angle then, okay?
And Bruno.
What milestone has to happen for Trev to be a legendary Jaguar?
Like this year?
No.
Oh. Well, I think
Like,
he has.
does he need to own passing records?
Yeah.
Or if they get to the Super Bowl this or next year,
Well, I think
is he a legendary Jaguar?
I think he's already. Yes, I think he's like
Just in 3 seasons.
yes. If he gets to the Super Bowl in the next 2 years, he's a legendary Jaguar already. Because on top of that, you know he's going to be there for 5, 6, 7 years. The thing about Blake, again, nobody defended Blake more in this town than me, and Blake got to the AFC Championship game, which is kind of in its own right, its little legend of Blake. He actually was around to have records and be knocking on the door of other records because of the amount of time in many games he played. But in your mind, you never were like, this is the guy that's going to be here for a decade. You didn't do that. So, but this guy is. This guy, right now we're saying that before he even wins a second playoff game, breaks records, plays a third season, we're already working on his contract that's going to be worth $300 million or more.
One of the first questions I asked you guys was about under-the-radar teams who might be closer than you think to the Super Bowl. I wanted to bring up this tweet because it features one of Kasey's favorite quarterbacks. You've got around the NFL with the tweet, Saints defensive end Cam Jordan expects to take Derek Carr back to Vegas for the Super Bowl. Do you think the Saints can make the Super Bowl? This, I think, is one of these under-the-radar teams that belonged on that list.
I would say the same reason the Jags shouldn't necessarily be under the radar. The Jags should be less under the radar than the Saints, because I think the Saints still have like, okay, what is going on? What do you have? How's this going to work? What's Derek Carr going to look like?
I think it's a good roster.
But they are similar in the sense that they play in a weak division. So if you already say, hey, I can make the playoffs, now the road gets a lot easier. You don't have to get through the NFC East or even the NFC West. Like, there's no – if you're good in the South, like whether it's Atlanta, the Saints, whoever else, I mean, you're on your way. And now you only got to win a couple games.
Case, real quick. Saints or Jags? Who's got the better shot at the Super Bowl this year?
Jags.
Wow. That was quick.
That was real quick. That's
By the
what
way,
I was told.
you see this, Casey, in the last hour?
Nope.
Kevin Cash from the Rays says
Oh, I
Wander
did.
Franco not in the lineup tonight and at least Friday, stemming from the way he handles his frustrations and not being a better teammate.
Whoa.
Cash also stressed Franco is a good kid. They will work him to improve. Now, should I not go to the Rays game tomorrow night is the question.
Well, he won't be
Yikes.
playing.
Come on.
Yikes.
Be a better teammate, Wander.
How does the coach say that out loud?
30
That's a
seconds,
message.
boys.
Man.
That's a message. Hey, we got Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball coming up. Double dip today to make up for a rain out on Wednesday. And back at it tomorrow, 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. Brent Friends on ESPN 690. Once again, thanks to Chad Muma for joining us here on the show. Have a good rest of your Thursday. We'll see you on TV, CBS 47 and Fox 30.
Brent and Friends is sponsored by Best Bet. Now open in St. Augustine.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Make your summer stress-free and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry, so you can sell your home stress-free, make the most money, and move when you're ready. Don't worry about the hassle of constant cleaning and making costly repairs. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Certain restrictions apply.
Don't miss the Gun Show at the Clay County Fairgrounds featuring guns, knives, ammo, and more.